it's a struggle sometimes, and it's definitely work, but it's really important to us, and it's important to It Works Global as well. So, you know, we feel that strong marriages, they build strong companies, and we're building a strong company here at It Works, and we want to build strong marriages as well. So today, we're going to pull back that curtain, and we've got 4 couples, amazing couples, and they're going to give you the real, raw relationship realities that they've had with It Works and how they've come through things. So we're really excited to have them today.
We definitely are. You know, Tiff and I have been married almost 13 years, and all I can say, thank you very much. I can tell you the struggle is real. All right? Marriage is important. Marriage is hard. Like, it's just like, amen, you're right, it is hard. It is not easy. And what we want to do is learn from others' mistakes. You know, I heard a long time ago, a wise person learns from his own mistakes. A really wise person learns from the mistakes of others. And that's what we want to do here today. You know, a lot of times I think you look at these people in the VIP section or the people up here on the stage, and you see the white couch version, right? I can tell you, it's real in our house. I mean, this morning we fought about our outfits. Okay? Backstage, this almost wasn't conscious coupling with Mike and Tiff because I snapped at her, and it was almost like conscious with Mike, or, you know, it wasn't good.
That's true.
It was true. But what I did, you know what I did? I snapped. It was something crazy, and I stopped, and I apologized. And I said, I love you. I shouldn't have done that. Now, I don't do that all the time. I'm not perfect by no means. You know, but here's the reality. We've never said anybody's perfect. Nobody out there is perfect. No marriage is perfect. It Works isn't perfect. But what we want to do is strive for perfection. So I'm excited to get in here to really talk to these couples, because we're going to kind of hit you guys, you know, with the real stories today. And, you know, you guys have agreed to really open up. So where are we starting, Tiff?
Well, I'm excited that I made it to stage and that Mike apologized and that all is well. So we're going to start with Dave, and this is Dave and Debbie Sasek, and yes, they're amazing. Give them. Yes, but Dave, you know, you guys had role reversals. So they literally had the role reversals. They've been married for a long time. They've worked this business together for a really long time as well. And they had role reversals in that beginning time when they both went full time. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about that, and, you know, how you felt and how you made it through?
Sure, I'd love to. And I remember when Debbie first got involved with It Works, it was a true role reversal, because at first I was the main income earner within the family when the kids were young. And then later on in life, when the kids got a little bit older, Debbie got into real estate and did well with that. So she had things that she did in her business, her particular way. I had things that I did in my business, my way. I wanted to support her and wanted to make this all work. But I tell you what, when the roles changed and she took off at night to do her parties and meet with her teams and so forth, that left me at home kind of like floundering, not exactly knowing how to identify my role, really, Mike. And so it made it really tough on us. And we were dealing with certain things like, I don't know, just like time management things, as far as, you know, who's going to be responsible for what. I mean, I had to pick up some of the things around the house that I wasn't used to doing, you know, like making dinner for the kids, putting them to bed, taking them to doctor's appointments, taking care of the sports, teachers, the PTA stuff. And it was really a challenge for me because I just wasn't used to doing that. And I was wondering, you know what, I really don't know if I really like this or not. But the thing about the thing was is that our goals were on track. We both wanted the same thing. We both wanted to make this work. So we just found out ways to absolutely make it work no matter what.
I like it. So Debbie, you know, so Dave and you kind of did that role reversal. Do you think, and you know, I'm gonna use terms here that maybe people are uncomfortable. Do you think Dave took an ego hit? I mean, is that what it was? Was it like you came from, I mean, just call it what it is, yeah. Right? Do you think that was a factor?
You know, I think we're sensitive to that, and we both were very supportive of what we had our hands on. And it was weird. It was, I mean, the kids don't think I've ever stepped a foot in the kitchen, and I'm like, wait a minute, the first 18 years I did. Yeah. But, you know, I think a lot of women come into the business for that mad money, and it's their turn to do something for themselves. And we really looked at it as it was something that we were doing together. It was our business. And, you know, just wrapping your head around it. There is times, I mean, even today, he'll say one way, describe it one way, I'll say it completely different, because we're different personalities. But in the end, I think all of us are looking for that common thread of what's best for your family and what's best for your team.
Now, you guys, you know, you talk about even now you have struggles. You guys are getting ready to go on a whole new adventure in life.
Yes, we are.
I mean, that's going to be exciting. You can maybe just share real shortly about what you're doing, but do you see how your past is going to be able to help you avoid some of the potholes that potentially could be coming in this new adventure?
Well, I think so, because we just sold our house recently, and it gave us the freedom to kind of take it to a whole nother level. And we're going to buy an RV, looks like, at the end of the summer. And it just allows us to do things like we've never actually dreamed of doing before, and that's what we love about it. But you know, here's the thing: 40-foot RV is a lot smaller than a 3,000 square foot home. So we're going to have to make our last experiences work in that RV too, right? Because we're going to be there together with not a big area to move around in.
Debbie, we'll be praying for you.
Thank you.
You know, so Danielle, your guys' experience is definitely different, because Drew was actually in direct sales before Danielle even looked at the opportunity, and he was really the visionary that said, hey, this is what we want to do, and she was kind of that I just don't know, negative Nelly kind of person instead. So the roles were definitely different there, but once they did do it as a team, they went full on, head on, and both of them are interchangeable, both in the family role and the business role. So tell us all about that.
Well, thanks.
Sorry, she's
I
looking
got it. Okay, honey. This is so awesome.
She's the brains, I'm the beauty.
But he is also the dreamer of our entire relationship. So we're all have that mentality of, at least I did, go to school, get your education, I became a nurse. I was in my career and I loved it. And he was this, let's get a Lamborghini. And I'm like, okay, not quite there yet. But when I saw this business, so I was that girl. He's like, hey, can we have a party in my house with a company that he was with? And I was like, it's the bachelor night, and I don't want to get out of my Lululemon, so probably not. And that was just my person. I just wasn't into it until I found It Works Global, and it became my idea. And then it's clearly genius. And he was just so on board, and he said whatever we do, he was just looking for something for us to do together. And he took it, and he's created a dreamer out of me, and I love that we get to dream together because of that. Not always easy, but it's been an awesome journey.
That's incredible. So go ahead, Drew. Tell me what you think about the whole situation.
The whole situation, I mean, it was actually exactly what she said, but, she says I'm a big dreamer, which I believe I am, but I don't have a college education, so I feel like it was something I could do and put food on the table and be that male in the house that tries to take care of his family. We had our first child when I was 20 years old or so, and we've been together for 9 years, but I didn't have anything else, and I wasn't going to go back to school. She did really well in school, and just something that I felt could really change our life and make those dreams possible.
I like it. So let's talk about kids for a second. How many of you in the audience had kids that are teenagers or below? Raise your hand. Whoa. Oh man, we will be praying for all of you. That was almost every hand in the audience. Now you guys have 4 beautiful kids, and obviously Drew thinks they took after him. I think they took after you, Dan.
His mom does too. Don't
Yes.
tell her tonight.
Ooh, this could get interesting. Talk about in-laws. No, we won't, will we, Tiff? But Danielle. So you guys talk about how you deal with this with kids. You got 4 young kids. You guys are young. One of you is 30. One of you is 32. We're not going to say which one's which, but think about that. You told us a story, and you guys were driving recently, and as you're building a business, you both are type A personalities. You're ready to go, and that can sometimes things can flare up in front of the kids.
I'll save the story for the end. And it's so true. It's just that, we work together, we live together, we love together, we laugh together. We live big. Like Mahar's, we live big. I am out there. I love life. And with that, it comes fire and ice with me. So in our relationship too. So as you're raising kids and building this business, we do really have interchangeable roles. But the great thing about that is that he is my biggest business asset that I have, because he's just as capable of signing up a loyal customer or distributor and wrapping people like I do. But the problem with that is that if we're not quite where we want to be, we get to blame each other. But when we're doing really well, I mean, we get to celebrate together. So I think there's some it can cause some issues, because it's when we're not doing well, it's his fault, clearly.
Clearly. Now, what I find interesting is that, we're going to talk about roles, especially with like Ray, Rhonda, and Mackenzie, and Steven, and, when you think about the roles, but you guys, you say interchangeable. Drew will go out blitzing, you'll go out blitzing. Drew will rap people, you'll rap people. Some people don't feel comfortable with that. So Drew, talk about, how, obviously you feel comfortable with that, and you go out and you guys have built an amazing business. Talk to the guys for a second that do feel comfortable with that.
That do? I mean, it's, the rap goes on everybody the same way. It's just, if you don't make it awkward, it's not going to be awkward. I'll be honest, I have fears. I'm shy. I don't do well in big, social areas that I don't know people. That's the way I am. But the more you do it, the more consistent you are, the easier it is. If you don't make a big deal out of it, it's not going to be a big deal to anybody else. Have fun, do it, have a smile on your face, and just go for it. So.
Now, Ray, so Rhonda had big goals, and she wanted to retire you, which she absolutely did. You guys rewired, rather. And, she had expectations for how things were supposed to be. You had expectations. Tell us about those expectations and how they didn't quite match up in the beginning, but how they are matching up now.
Yeah, they didn't exist at all for me. I said I was taking a month of October off, and I'm fairly confident that bled into March of the following year.
Yeah, it was about 6 months he didn't get off the couch. And
The question was for Ray, Rhonda. Question was for Ray. Ray, go ahead.
She is not wrong. And quite frankly, I didn't know what my role was. I thought it would be great to retire and then rewire. Retirement meant what? Golfing, smoking cigars, watching TV with your feet up in your underwear, right? That's not what she expected. So
let's talk about that for a second. So Rhonda, I think most guys in the audience, let's just call it what it is. When you hear the word retire or even quit your job, we do have a very specific word picture that comes to mind, right? Guys, golf, relaxation, like no more work. Whatever that entails, work is not in there. Ladies, do you have a different idea when they come home? Right? You have a different idea, right? It's like a different expectation. But Rhonda, where you guys had talked about, where you really had, some heart-to-heart conversations, we'll call them, your expectations didn't match up with Ray's. So talk about how they didn't match up, but then how you guys realized, oh man, they don't match up, and how you solved it.
yeah, well, it was about that 6 month mark. And I looked at him and I said, you have to do something. Like, you have to step back into life and you have to start becoming a part of this business. And I was upset. I was angry because I felt like he'd been watching